Good evening and welcome back to Be Rich. What Erdogan and Putin have demonstrated is authoritarian regimes are not good for the economy. Both Turkey and Russia had a decent economy going and were considered as future shining lights of emerging nations. In fact, Turkey at one stage was at a point too close to joining the European Union, and Russia, after the collapse of Communist Party, would have thought that people thought a liberal democracy would take root. Putin over the last 20 years and Erdogan over the last decade have put paid to those efforts as the world had turned more towards the right. Putin has grandiose designs of restoring the old monarchy back, but that is not going to happen anytime soon. Normally, authoritarianism does not lead to good economy and does not create jobs or liberal democracy. Countries like Estonia, Latvia have adopted Western values, have become liberal democracies, have seen progress, and have become part of EU and NATO. Ukraine, which had surrendered its nuclear weapon with a guarantee from the West and Russia that they would be protected, is now paying the price. Ukraine was never a country by itself. It was half Poland and half Russia, fused together to form Ukraine. As an independent country over the last 30 years, Ukraine has developed its own identity, separate from that of Russia. Putin could not digest it. The fact that Ukraine would join NATO and European Union gave him nightmares. Instead of developing his own country and his own economy as a powerhouse, he set about consolidating his power and running an authoritarian fascist dictatorship where opposition leaders were jailed and killed and assassinated over a period of time. He did not tolerate any dissent. This has meant that Russian immigrants in the United States and other places have done extraordinarily well in life. For example, what we today use for communication, WhatsApp, was initially founded by a Russian immigrant. There are several startup examples that show that Russian engineers and scientists are capable of doing several technological feats which lead to their companies becoming technological giants and technology leaders. Instead, Yeltsin and Putin, two major leaders of Russia, encouraged oligarchy so that these oligarchs would in turn funnel money back into the regime to maintain a dictatorship regime. In 2008, one compared the value of a Russian ruble of that of the US dollar. It was 28 rubles to a dollar, and the world was thinking that the Russians would emerge as a counterforce. If Russia had chosen liberal democracy and open markets and rule by law, then definitely that would have been possible. Unfortunately, that did not happen, and Russia petered into dictatorship, where everything became subservient to the dreams of one nation. Whereas that led Russia. Russian currency today is 120 ruble to a dollar. That means it has depreciated 6 times in the last 13 years. But before this crisis opened up, the Russian ruble was 75 to a dollar. It had depreciated only 3 times. In a matter of 6 weeks, the Russian ruble has fallen from 75 ruble to 126. This is because there has been a big financial crisis in Russia. People and pundits who sing Russia's praises and say that the Russian story has not been told publicly should check what is happening in Russia. To stem the fall of the ruble, the Russian central bank has increased interest rate from 10% to 20% in a single day. This means borrowers in Russia are finished. It had also prohibited foreigners to sell or deal in Russian securities. That means, in effect, they have banned short selling. As part of their original reforms, Russians were allowed to keep money abroad or keep dollar accounts inside Russia. Today, private savings have been touched. Russia has clearly said that none of its residents can deal with the US dollar, and withdrawals from foreign exchange accounts of residents in Russia are capped for withdrawal. You cannot keep more than 10,000 US dollars. Several experts in Russia now say that Putin has gone overboard. Dealing with oligarchs and creating a common enemy in opposition leaders and punishing them is one thing, but to touch private savings is another thing altogether. This kind of touching of private savings is going to create a vicious feedback loop. But today, it doesn't look like that. But as Francis Fukuyama has repeatedly said, this violence is a part of human history, and a violent uprising in Russia is around the corner when people turn against this dictatorship, and a liberal democracy will hopefully take root. But whether it does or not, it is clear that Putin has destroyed the Russian economy. In spite of its major export being oil and gas, of which it is one of the largest producers in the world, and prices of oil and gas being at sky high levels, the ruble, instead of strengthening, is continuously depreciating. This is because the Western world and the United States have joined together and put a series of sanctions on Russia, making things extremely difficult for them. Unless there is a easing of these sanctions, the recovery of Russian economy is out of question. There was 2 years of COVID, followed by this will set back Russia by at least 15 years. It is not as if that you conquered Ukraine and occupy it. You will face guerrilla warfare in Russia, in Ukraine for many years to come, and you will be forced to spend thousands of dollars there. Also, the world is not going to roll back these sanctions anytime soon. The sooner Putin realizes this and decides to step back, it is going to be a terrible time to be a Russian in Russia. Thank you for watching. Be rich. If you like this video, kindly share it among your friends and relatives. I urge you to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. If the bell notification is not turned on, you will not get notified every time we put out a video. Once again, I thank you for supporting Be Rich. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.